In this video, I will demonstrate Sage's new My Workforce Analyzer, or MWA. MWA provides employers with a quick and convenient way to meet the employer reporting requirements of the Affordable Care Act. Using the existing HRMS data, including payroll history, HR records, and benefits history, MWA can analyze employer costs and quickly generate the required 1094 and 1095-C forms. Let's take a look. MWA is located within the HRMS application. It is easily accessible through the HRMS Quick Launch toolbar. Navigating through the MWA program is a snap. There are 4 main sections, including Setup, Analysis, Forms, and Resources. This Help section includes resources on setup and use of My Workforce Analyzer, in addition to further information regarding the Affordable Care Act and the IRS regulations regarding reporting. The first step to using My Workforce Analyzer is going through the Setup. Setup can be accessed from the Setup section on your home screen or through the Setup link across the top of the screen. As with many of the sections in the program, you'll notice the Setup section has several subsections. We'll begin with employer benefits. Initially, it asks for your company's federal corporate tax rate. This is not used for the forms, but is used to assist in calculating potential costs should you have penalties. Secondly, it asks you to certify that you are providing minimum essential coverage with minimum value. Selecting yes or no here will assist the MWA in calculating potential penalties. The next section asks you to identify the benefit plans you wish to consider in your analysis and reporting. It is important to note in this section that you should only see medical plans listed. Dental, vision, AD&D, disability, or life plans should not be listed here. If you do not see your medical plans, check your benefit setup to ensure that your plans are set up as Type M, or medical. Once you've selected those plans, you can select your offer of coverage code. The offer of coverage code you select here is merely a default value, as it may not apply to every situation or employee on whom you'll be reporting. Further in the program, you'll have the opportunity to select specific codes that apply to different employees. Here, we'll select a default value 1E. This next section is looking for information regarding the lowest cost self-only or employee-only minimum value coverage. For the benefit plan, I've selected HMO. For this data, the HMO plan offers the lowest cost employee-only coverage. Next, I've entered the employee contribution amount of the monthly premium for employee-only coverage. And finally, I've entered the employer contribution amount of the monthly premium for employee-only coverage. These two amounts together total the employee-only coverage monthly premium amount. Next, I've entered the Section 4980H Safe Harbor code. Similar to the offer of coverage code, this is a default value that may not apply to all reporting situations that you'll have. Later in the program, again, you'll have the opportunity to customize that per employee. And finally, if the employer provides self-insurance coverage, you can select this box. This will affect the forms later in the program. Anytime changes are made on this screen, the Save button will turn green, reminding you to save in order to apply those changes. Changes can be made at any time and saved. Similar to the HRMS interface, My Workforce Analyzer offers 2 help sections. You have a broad help section for the My Workforce Analyzer, in addition to a topic-specific help section that will pull up help topics related to the task currently on the screen. Selecting that help topic on the Setup screen will provide assistance with each field. Additionally, information regarding the offer of coverage code is listed, as well as the Section 4980H Safe Harbor Code. Definitions of each code are listed, in addition to links for accessing updated information directly from the IRS. Returning to the My Workforce Analyzer interface, let's move to the Regulatory Periods tab. On the Regulatory Periods tab, you're able to specify the measurement periods you'll use to measure, enroll, and regulate your employees' hours of service and health care benefits according to the ACA requirements. Here, for our standard regulatory periods, I've specified January to begin the measurement period and an admin duration of 2 months. In addition to your standard regulatory periods, you also have a section to specify your variable hour employee measurement periods. Next, in your MWA setup, you have a tab for employee types and service hours. First, specify the hours of service earnings. On your Employees and Service Hours tab, MWA allows you to specify earning types that would be considered hours of service earnings under the ACA. Here, I'll select the earning types that would apply. This would not include bonus or car allowance. In this situation, holiday and illness are accruals and would not apply. However, regular pay type would apply. The next section on this tab allows you to specify any job titles for employees who are salaried and who are paid a flat amount per pay period instead of an hourly amount. This will allow MWA to calculate hours of service based on these pay periods. Finally, the last section on this tab allows you to specify which employee types in your system should be considered for ACA analysis and calculations and which should not. You have a choice of 3 different types: full-time, part-time, and seasonal. Those employee types marked as seasonal in this section will not be considered in the ACA analysis. Here, I've marked several employee types as seasonal to keep them from calculating or being considered in my analysis. Those that are considered part-time have been marked as part-time, and those that are full-time have been marked as full-time. I'll save these changes and move to my Payroll History tab. The Payroll History source allows you to select whether to use your payroll history within HRMS or to import your payroll history using a CSV file. A template has been provided to assist you in formatting this file for import. The final tab used in the setup of your MWA program is your Employee ACA Settings. This will provide you with a list of your employees and their current benefit plan enrollment. In the event you've been notified by the IRS that an employee is receiving a healthcare premium subsidy, that can be noted here. In addition, you can mark this box for any employees who are being considered as variable hour employees. The default view for employee lists is sorting by last name. You also have the option of searching by name or ID and using filters. This allows you to filter the employee list by employment status, as well as employer, range of hire date, and range of term date. Once the MWA setup has been completed and all the information for each setup tab has been reviewed, you're ready for the analysis screen. Within the Analyzer feature of MWA, you have 3 sections: Monitoring, Pay or Play, and Employee Information. On your Monitoring tab, there's a dashboard for large employer determination, your measurement period hours, and the current period. Large employer determination utilizes at least 1 year of payroll history to show your current determination as a large employer, as well as the forecast determination. This is based on your full-time employee and full-time equivalent employee count, average per month. This also provides a more detailed view. The Measurement Period Hours dashboard calculates employee hours by average monthly hours worked in accordance with ACA guidelines. Here, you can see the average employee monthly hours. You can click on the graph to scroll through the employee list, or you can expand the graph by clicking the arrows button. This allows you to view a larger list of employees at a time. The View Details button allows you to see the numbers behind the scenes that are used to create the bar graph. Here, MWA shows you a list of employees in addition to their average hours worked per month. This table divides the list of employees by those who have had a status change and may need to be considered moving to part-time or full-time during the next administrative period. Again, these hours are average monthly hours. To view the employee hours per pay period, you can click the employee's name within the bar graph. This will show you a table of employee hours worked per pay period. The current period dashboard shows where you are within your measurement periods. Next in the analysis section is Pay or Play. Pay or Play shows your current cost and cost with potential penalties, and allows you to optimize your costs by manipulating employee and employer contributions. When using the Contribution Optimizer, this section of your annual expenses will change to Customize to reflect those numbers. Finally, in the Analyzer section, you have Employee Information. Within Employee Information, you have three sections: Benefits, Affordability, and Subsidized. Within Benefits, you're able to see the employee enrollment, their annual contribution, as well as employer contribution. Affordability lists your employees, states yes or no as to how you set them in Setup with Subsidized, and reflects whether their coverage was considered affordable during each month of the period. Here you can see my Workforce Analyzer uses Safe Harbor method, Box 1 of the Form W-2, and premiums for the lowest cost employee-only benefit plan, which is specified in the initial setup screen. The Subsidized section will show you a list of any employees who were marked as receiving an IRS subsidy for their healthcare premiums. The final section of my Workforce Analyzer is Forms. This section allows you to generate your employer-required reporting on the 1094-C and 1095-C forms. Here, you'll see the default values that were entered on the setup screen. You have the opportunity to edit these here and also on the individual forms. If an employer offers self-insured coverage, this box can be selected so that Form 1095-C will include covered dependents information. This section allows an employer to use dependent and beneficiary information as set up in their Sage HRMS software. Employers also have the option to import this information from a CSV file. A CSV file template is available to assist in creating that format. Here you can see the information that will feed into the 1094-C. These fields are pre-populated from the information within the Sage HRMS program. However, they can be edited as needed. Section 2 will use some information from your setup screen. We'll also notate how many 1095-C forms will be filed with this 1094-C, and allows you to specify any additional safe harbor methods used if necessary. Part 3 can also be completed manually if coverage was not offered all 12 months. Form 1095-C is also populated from information within HRMS and, similar to the other form, can be edited as needed. If an employee did not receive an offer of coverage all 12 months, their form can be edited. For self-insured plans, the employer can notate information regarding those covered under the plan, including SOCH, date of birth, and months in which the participant was enrolled. The employee list can be filtered. You can search by name or ID, choose to sort by employee ID or name, use the arrows to move throughout the list, or apply any filters, including employment status, a range of hire date, term date, forms with errors, without errors, forms notated to be excluded from filing or only included in filing. These forms can be saved and can be edited at a later date, or can be printed. Future releases of this program will include the ability for an employer to file electronically and will generate the necessary electronic media. As you can see here, forms are available in the PDF format and can be edited further. And once that has been done, you can also view them from within editing in the PDF format, again with fillable form fields. And with that, we return to the home screen of My Workforce Analyzer. This has been an overview of the My Workforce Analyzer program within Sage HRMS. Thank you for joining me.